Welcome to the HSEL Summer Open Week 3, Round 2 of Overwatch. We are actually going to be on Volskaya Industry today for the first round between these teams. It is going to be, again, 3 rounds, finding the best of 3 between these two teams, Wildcats Esports and AB Esports as well. Looking to see what their compositions are going to be as they look to come out on this map today. It will be 10 seconds for these teams to assemble their composition, waiting to find out what they are going to have moving forward. It looks like it is going to be a few members having those really, random selections, looking like it is going to be a Torbjorn. Most likely will not see that come out, but we will see if they are going to maybe choose that for these positions on Volskaya Industry. It will be the Wildcats coming out first on the defense, with the AB Esports coming out on the attack. We'll have 4 minutes to try and capture this first point. Looking at the composition right now for Wildcats, it is going to be a pretty typical composition right now, having the Zarya and Reinhardt. Again, having that combination is a very popular pick right now. Reinhardt being a highly selected champion for the tank role right now, even in the pro leagues of Overwatch League as well. Going to have a couple damage dealers being a 2-2-2 composition here with the Junkrat along with the Hanzo, and it is going to be Zenyatta and Mercy for the supports on Wildcats. Now having almost a similar composition here will be AB Esports coming out on the attack. Going to have a little alteration in their DPS though, not wanting to have those types. It will be Pharah and Widowmaker, and going to be kind of difficult here for Wildcats not having that hit scan for Pharah overhead, so it will be interesting as the doors open up with 4 minutes to go to capture point A. Going to see the Pharah move overhead. It will be Snake attack, able to use that pharmacy composition with Tree on the attack. Still leading the way is going to be the Reinhardt v Reinhardt right now. Luke Light looking to see if he's going to try and get into the back, pushing him forward. It will be an engage here. A nice quick kill here onto Fineloaf, but is going to come back up by the Mercy Resurrect, along with Scorch being taken out though by Lax in the back on the Widowmaker. Continuing to try and push. They're getting a nice assault here, getting a few picks off. It is going to be a 6v4 right now for the Wildcat, or actually the AB Esports, and continue to push them back. 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and now they're starting to clean up and start switching it over with 3 minutes and 15 seconds still to go, having a lot of time right now for them to try and gain some momentum here for this next point. Wildcats are going to look to try and wait on this second point to make sure that they can hold off against this attack by AB, to make sure that they do not snowball, with ultimates getting very, very close to being ready. Scorch now will actually switch along with, it looks like Never is going to go onto the Tracer. N3 now going to try and get into the back line and harass. Does get the Widowmaker. Lax able to go down in the back by him, being able to get into that back line and take him down. Unknown going to continue moving forward, getting a nice pin here onto Sat, taking out Zenyatta. N3 is also going to take out Zarya. That will be a pushback. TM not going to be there for that front line, and a solid defensive hold here with 6.5 minutes left for Wildcats. Difficult entry onto that point B. Saw him immediately go down by the N3 on the Tracer. Lax going down on Widowmaker, being able to get that early pick, making it a 6v5 on the defense, and followed up very quickly after that damage dealer was taken out. It was really only Snake able to be on the attack right now. 3 ultimates in favor of AB. They do have a higher ultimate economy here, 2 for Wildcats, seeing if they can try and gain a few more here. Scorch almost being taken out, does take out Lax though in the back. Tree able to get him back online to have it a 6v6 right now. 4 ultimates available, soon to be 5. The Infrasight is going to come out by Scorch on the Wildcats to see if they can get some vision on their positioning. A last minute switch by TM06. Scorch able to take out Lax once again here on this engage, able to pick him off, and now starting to be very careful. It is going to be 2 members down for AB, now looking for an engage, trying to see the pulse bomb connecting by N3, shutting down Snake. No rocket barrage coming out. They are most likely going to have to fall back for AB and just wait for another regroup, making sure that they kept those ultimates. Great communication, going to have a reset on TM. Again, a little late, not having the spawn advantage right now, and they will have to wait for a full regroup. Again, though, it is going to be 4 ultimates available, soon to be 5 in a short amount of time for TM on D.Va. Wildcats, though, able to keep 2 support ultimates. Those are going to be crucial for this next engage, along with Warloff able to have that Graviton available as well very, very shortly. Just under 5 minutes, and it will be Wildcats again getting ready for this engage, as it will be AB moving around the right-hand side, seeing if they can try and engage. Rocket Barrage potentially going to come out overhead from behind with a flanking maneuver, but there will be a nice recovered position here by Unknown, making sure to lead the way and protect it. Scorch is going to go down, though, by the hit scan on Lax. Of Graviton connecting and pulling so many members. Will be Barrage, though, coming out by Snake Attack, getting 2, following up onto N3 on the Tracer, and that is going to be an entire team kill here for AB Esports, shutting them out, and that will be a solid, clean push right at the end there after using those ultimates on that right-hand side. Again, they just had a solid engage. They're having so many ultimates bottled up and just making sure that they had enough to lay on top of that. Graviton was a great usage, connecting with so many members of the AB Esports, but followed up and not able to manage the incoming damage. Both support ultimates were used to try and deal with that incoming damage, but honestly, it was just too overwhelming for them, having 5 ultimates at their advantage. 25 seconds now, as we are going to have the teams switch positions here, assembling to see what their compositions are going to be. Potentially going to see a Lucio coming out, wanting to get that additional movement speed, maybe seeing if they can get to the point quickly past that front defensive line aggressively and try and get into the back, or even maybe use them as a back line to just go around the outer corner on the frozen river on the left to maybe try and harass if they do have a difficult time trying to penetrate that front line. Will be Wildcats now going to, again, have Scorch on the Widowmaker. Consistent pick. N3 now going to go on the Pharah, seeing if he can demonstrate his play right now on this push. A little bit of a similar composition from what they had on the push for AB. Going to have Snake switching from the Pharah onto the Hanzo, but keeping Lax on the McCree. Overall, again, it's going to be an interesting push. They did have a 30 seconds here until the doors open, seeing how their defensive position is going to be. Once again, wanted to make sure that Reinhardt up front, utilizing that Zarya shield to soak some of that damage, allowing her to be almost like an additional damage dealer here with 15 seconds still to go until the match begins. And it will be Finlove on the Lucio, having a little bit of a switch, seeing if they can use that alteration in the support composition, trying to make sure that they can get that increased movement speed. Arrow coming out to give some vision on the right-hand side, out by the Hanzo, seeing if they can see what the composition is, and it will be both Zarya's now starting to engage. Scorch able to get a quick kill onto Satchel, but a quick res coming out by Tree as well. Moving into the back, they are going to start falling immediately, not wanting to give too much ground here, but needs to be careful so that they do not get picked off once again. N3 on the high ground, getting some nice shots in the back. Scorch able to pick off Lax in the back on the McCree and doing a great job continuing to push forward. It will be Light coming out on the front, seeing if he can get a charge, but it will be an even exchange. They're both falling to the ground. Trico almost being taken out, finally does by N3 on the Pharah overhead. Now continuing to be high in the sky. Parallax not able to get it. A triple kill coming out for Wildcats, as they are going to continue trying to push and switch it over. That is going to be 1 tick, looking to be 3 here very, very soon. And now they're finally cleaning up the last few members, and will be a second push, or another push now, onto point B for Wildcats. Looks like Unknown is going to try and get there as quickly as possible, using that charge to, again, keep that momentum. He does have the Earth Shatter available. If he finds the chance to use it between the shield, it is going to definitely benefit them with this push. Here comes the Earth Shatter, trying to connect in the back, connecting with almost the entire team. It's going to be the Zenyatta using that Tranquility, or Transcendence, to keep them alive in the back, able to keep everybody alive. It is not going to be enough with that Earth Shatter connecting. Now it's going to be, will be AB Esports using it, but combined with the Graviton, trying to keep them away. N3 able to get the Rocket Barrage onto TM6 and get him out of the fight, and still continue to contest, needing to make sure that they keep it on the point to try and manage it into the consistent hold. It will be the Sound Barrier coming out by Lucio, doing a great job. Finlove keeping them alive and still holding. Snake Attack in the back, seeing if he can try and buy a little bit more time. Them getting very, very close to taking it over here as the Wildcats. Now they will have a switch with a spawn advantage and going onto the Winston, trying to get there, but isn't going to be enough. That will be round 2 going to Wildcats with a very decent and honest amount of time here over the AB Esports. AB Esports going to have 4 minutes and 24 seconds, with Wildcats having the 5 minutes and 59 seconds. Almost a solid 6 minutes here for them to try and push. Now let's go ahead and see how these teams are going to go against one another, and if they are going to have any alterations to their comp or can stay consistent to try and just make sure that they have a overall understanding of what they want to do as a whole. You will see actually Snake Attack potentially coming out on the Roadhog. Interesting. They are going to choose to alter this composition, not allowing the team to see what they are going to select. Wildcat's going to have to be careful since they are doing something very different here, going with the triple tank. Having 2 supports going to be for Satchel on the Moira and Trico coming out on Lucio. Going to specifically rely on Parallax on the Reaper, dealing enough damage for AB Esports' aggressive push here, with, again, only 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go. Wildcat's going to keep a simple composition, though, as they've done before. N3 is going to go on the Pharah, with Scorch continuing to stay on the Widowmaker in the back, getting some crucial picks, especially on that aggressive push that they had the time before. 10 seconds to go until they do have the doors open to take this into the next match. Seeing like they are going to try and move towards the right-hand side once again to engage. Diva will come out. TM06 is going to try and get up there very quickly to mitigate a lot of the incoming damage with that defense matrix and give a nice shielding to have them move towards that right-hand side. They are going to slip by, trying to use that mobility to get onto the point quickly and take advantage of it right away. And now they're going to see if they can try and take it back here. Unknown needing to try and push them off, but TM06 on the high ground getting a lot of damage out. Unknown picking Trico, taking out the support, but it will be a solid push right now by AB Esports, clearing them off immediately. Even though they did lose Trico, they were able to follow up immediately onto Unknown and Finlow very quickly. Now getting 1 tick so far. It will be a soon second and will be third very quickly if they do not continue to get onto that point, but they are just going to go ahead and switch their composition right now, with Unknown going on to the Orisa and Warloff going on to Roadhog. Gonna see the change here, potentially using that halt hook to pinpoint those specific targets that may get out of position to try and pick them off immediately. Followed up with Scorch using that flashbang, but now they're again gonna use that momentum. Coalescence is gonna come out by Satchel, giving them a lot of healing on the right-hand side. Now looking to push forward. Luzkal able to get a nice shield protection here from a lot of incoming damage. Parallax able to take out Unknown, but does go down by Snake Attack as well. Now they're continuing to clear. AB Esports doing a wonderful job picking them off and getting an entire team kill here with 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Nobody able to get there quick enough. Orisa is going to try and run. Transcendence coming out by Finlow to buy a little bit more time so that they can get back to the point. Looking on the right-hand side, Light going to continue trying to hold with that shield up front, getting them off the point. It will be Parallax getting a Death Blossom in the back, able to connect with both Scorch and Ember, with Light following up onto N3, and that is going to be round 3 with AB Esports doing a wonderful job using that momentum from point A and just continuously pushing, starting to engage with that Coalescence. The triple tank composition allowing them to just use brute force to move forward and Lucio's mobility to get them on that point and just capitalize immediately on the first objective. It will be interesting to see how Wildcats change the composition right now. Maybe going to try the same thing, doing the triple tank, seeing if they can aggressively push or stay like they have been with the 2-2-2 composition. Looks like they will. They are going to actually have it. Looks like Finlow on Lucio still, and we will have Ember coming out on Mercy. Let's see, Parallax now going to go back onto the McCree. TM06 going to stay on the Diva. A decent composition from both of these teams, knowing their roles and trying to continue holding strong here. 25 seconds now until the doors do open for this next engage. It is going to be, again, AB Esports on the defense right now. Will be just under 6 minutes for Wildcats to push out through this onto point A and try and get a better scoring against this AB Esports, needing to make sure that they do connect onto point B, but they have a very lengthy time period. And again, both teams being very swift, only having a few wipes on each side as they look to try and take point B. Moving out to the left side, you are going to see the Lucio give that movement speed as well, seeing if they can do the same tactic here to try and engage them. They look like they will. Scorch going to try and get some initial damage out front, having Unknown get into the backline with a charge, being a little aggressive though and wanting to take the fight to them. Now Trico is going to fall into the back. It will be Snake Attack able to take out N3 in the back line. Now going to have the advantage going in favor of AB Esports with a 6v5, losing Ember is unfortunately as well. Wildcats now are going to start to be pushed back with 3 members down, and it it is going to be a solid defensive hold here for AB Esports, but let's not count Wildcats out. They do still have, again, a lengthy time going to try and reset right now as AB Esports falls back after claiming that first attack victory. Doing a really great job. They did have Unknown charge into the fight very early, was able to get some initial damage onto Ember in the back, but not able to bring him down. It was a solid knockdown on that initial push by Light on the AB Esports for Reinhardt, doing a great job continuing. Again to the left-hand side, it is going to be Wildcats trying to engage. Unknown now starting to engage once again, seeing if they're going to use this tactic. Here comes Unknown now again with the Earth Shatter potentially for use, having one member going down, Parallax, but is going to get immediately picked back up. Trico now using the Valkyrie to continue giving a lot of healing in this positioning for AB. High Noon is going to come out as well, connecting, but not being able to kill anybody. Shield is going to stay active to hold strong. Once again, Wildcats getting taken down, Scorch being taken out by Snake Attack, and Ember not able to be in that fight. Losing a support early is extremely difficult for these two teams right now. Once they do go down, it is solely reliant with Finloaf not being able to give that solid single target healing, only being able to focus on that AoE and try to maneuver them out of those bad positions. Unknown and Warlock having the ultimates, though, for Wildcats, but AB Esports having a great ultimate economy right now, having 4 as they continue to try and hold Light, getting a little low, needing to make sure that he is careful as they look to try and engage once again. Unknown getting very close. Finloaf now having the second support ultimate available. Here comes TM in the back trying to connect with a self-destruct. Connects with 2! Both supports going down, and that I guarantee will be another reset here for Wildcats. Not going to want to waste any more time and just get a alteration in their composition. Now going to have Scorch going on to Genji, seeing if they can try and change it up to maybe turn this around. AB Esports continuing to just dominate on this defense right now, wanting and responding immediately to these changes of their composition, seeing that they use the tactic before, moving on the right-hand side, shuffling just behind the point, and responding to how Wildcats are doing it. But I do believe that Unknown is being a little aggressive on the push, getting out of position, unfortunately, and allowing them to capitalize on it. Here comes the sound barrier, though, in the back by Finloaf, able to get it to all of his team members, and now going to start to push forward with that buffer. Ember going to use the Valkyrie along with Trico, continuing to try and get enough healing out. Deadeye connecting with Ember high into the air, bringing him down. N3 going down as well. Graviton connecting, seeing if they can turn it around in this past little bit with that ultimate. Still having N3 with the ultimate, but not there to use it. Scorch doing a great job on the Genji, now getting the Dragon Blade, but is going to have to be forced to retreat with the low numbers. Only really having 3 members remaining, waiting for those respawns. 2 minutes and 30 seconds still to go, as AB Esports are going to be in a great position to continue holding. Snake Attack is going to switch now, choosing to go on to the Genji. It will be a Genji v Genji. We'll hopefully see here. It would be exciting to see it. TM now going to be very aggressive on the back line, trying to see if they can get some damage out. Having to retreat, needing to be careful, not wanting to get picked off early. And here comes the Dragon Strike in the back by Scorch, but is going to go down by Parallax, using the flashbang to slow him and knock him out of that fight, not being able to capitalize with that Dragon Blade. The stun just locking him down. N3 now getting a follow-up here onto Trico, and now going to get the DMAC and kill onto DMO6 with another kill onto Snake Attack. Now completely cleaning up shield active to prevent Parallax from connecting, but the shield does go down. Damage coming in, allowing him to pick off Unknown in N3, but still, Wildcats able to come through there. N3 coming out big with 4 kills. Woo, but is going to finally get another engage here. It will be Light coming in on the Reinhardt with the dash, buying a little bit more time and forcing the Lucio. Finloaf able to use the sound barrier to stay alive as Scorch does take him out. Again, trying to run the clock, forcing an ultimate by the Lucio. Loaf not having that sound barrier, and he's going to have to wait until they get it back with now 1 minute and 50 seconds still to go to try and take point B. AB Esports doing a solid job here holding. It was unfortunately just N3 popping off and taking out so many members. Self-destruct coming out to try and connect, but not going to be able to do it on the defensive hold by TMO6 as he did earlier. Parallax able to bring down Unknown. Snake Attack taking out Scorch as well, and now they're looking to solidly hold with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. Wildcat's going to have one more major opportunity. They do need to get their team reset and back on this attack. They cannot allow them to hold on this point B, or it will be a victory for AB Esports on Volskaya Industry. 2 ultimates available for Wildcats with 3 available for AB Esports, and both of them are going to be support ultimates, which is a crucial thing here for the ult economy. And oh no, Unknown, I think, using an Earth Shatter in the back accidentally as they continued to move forward, not wanting to use that in the back line all alone. Now really only having Son is going to connect in the back, and I do believe they are going to be able to take out the Genji and see if they can push with the 45 seconds remaining. Forcing out the Transcendence in the back is going to be Satchel, seeing if he can keep them alive. Light going to go able to take down Unknown, continuing to try and hold strong. Satchel getting very, very low. Dragon Strike connects. High Noon coming out, getting a double kill onto Finlow, and N3 now getting a triple kill here onto Warlock with 30 seconds left to go, and that is going to be a solid hold by the AB Esports against Wildcats. They might have one last opportunity to try and engage and get onto the point to keep it into overtime. Lucio now moving forward. Finlow seeing if he can get into potentially the back line, waiting for the team to keep it into overtime with just over 10 seconds to go. One ultimate available on the AB Esports, seeing if they can try and use it to hold them back. 5 seconds to go, needing to get on the point now. Winston will come out by Warlock, trying to hop into the back, triggering it into overtime. Light gonna use that Earth Shatter to try and connect. Scorch taking down Satchel, getting a double kill onto Snag Attack. Now looking to push, a triple kill coming out on the AB Esports, using that zoning ultimate with the self-destruct. TM06 connecting with 3, and that is going to be a victory for AB Esports on Volskaya Industry for round 1. Let's go ahead and see what the play of the game was here for it. It is going to be TM06 with the self-destruct, most likely in that second phase on the point. Again, zoning off Wildcats, not allowing them to stay on the point, forcing them to keep it into that overtime and just maintain positioning here. Overall, 3 cards going in favor of the AB Esports and 1 going in favor of Wildcats, doing a wonderful job. Both teams giving credit to those who did such a wonderful job on their team. And now we're going to go ahead and see what the next match is for round 2 between Wildcats and AB Esports. We'll go ahead and give it just a moment as they look to try and set up the next map right now, and it will be on Kings Row, the Assault Escort map, seeing if there are going to be any alterations in the composition or potential reconnects here for the team. Again, it is going to be round 2, best of 3 right now, having 1 point going in favor of AB Esports. Alrighty, we are having the last member now reconnect on the It looks like actually there was a swap in the team. There was some difficulty with the titling. So again, we will have a little bit of a switch on the title pages for each one of these teams right now. It looks like it is going to be, as stated earlier, Unknown N3, Finloaf, Ember, Scorch, and Warloff on the Wildcats Esports. And now going to have Trico, Snake, Parallax, TM, Satchel, and Luca Light on the AB Esports. Wanted to make sure that we do have that correct, changing it for this next round as we continue to move forward and make sure that they are being commentated correctly here. 30 seconds as the assembly of the team is going to occur. Most likely now being on Kings Row, we will see the Reinhardt Zarya composition. Again, such a strong pick right now with Reinhardt again being the real top tier. Typically seeing a Widowmaker as well on Kings Row because there are so many sightlines that are extremely great positioning for that Widowmaker, just able to pick off the members in the back line on either the potential attack or defense, truly. I mean, it definitely benefits on the defensive hold, but have seen many Widowmakers on the aggressive push. So it will be interesting to see if they are going to come out on AB Esports with the Widowmaker for the first defensive hold. Scorch, of course, looking like he's going to go on the Widowmaker. Seen him play that before in the last round on Volskaya Industry, doing very well against Parallax. Both teams, again, going to stick with the Zenyatta Mercy composition and try to use them as the supports. Going to have N3, though, switching. Not going to want to stay on that offensive attack role, most likely switching now onto the Zenyatta for this specific push, as they do have their team gathering in the back. 20 seconds until they are going to have this match begin. Once again, just to make sure, we do have N3, Unknown, Finloaf, Ember, Scorch, and Warloff on the Wildcat Esports, while Trico, Snake Attack, Parallax, and TM, Satchel, and Luca Light are going to be on AB Esports. Door is going to be open here in just a moment, and seeing if they can get a very good push here on this first point for Kings Row. Scorch going to get some initial shots in the background, able to get into the fight.
30 seconds remaining.
Let's fight! Area activated. Pass into the eyes.
Damage amplified. 30 seconds remaining. Objective A captured. Escort the
Alrighty, and it looks like we are going to be back in. Apologies for the disconnection there. It was a server error on my information screen, not being able to connect any further to the spectator position for this match. Now it looks like we are going to have the 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go as they look to try and push towards the streets phase for Wildcat Esports. Gonna see if they can continue to push right now, able to claim the first point and start moving the payload, just about to turn the corner around the bookshop. Ember having an ultimate, Scorch having one, along with Warloff for this aggressive push, but still having 3 ultimates as well. Now 4 on the defensive team for AB Esports. Valkyrie available along with the Transcendence in the back, seeing if they can hold on to those. And it now will be Genji jumping into the back, Scorch using it, but it will be immediately nullified here, using that Transcendence to force him away from the fight. But Graviton is now going to connect, bringing down so many members into that. Wildcat's going to be completely eliminated by Snake Attack in the back, getting a 5-man kill with the Riptire, connecting on the Graviton use, combining those 2 ultimates. A wonderful, wonderful play on this defensive hold. They are definitely feeling excited about this with AB Esports, getting that communication right when they needed to make sure that that execution was flawless. Now again, going to be 1 minute and 10 seconds to go, as it will be Wildcats trying to go on the push right now. Graviton now connecting on the opposing team. It will be Wildcats seeing if they can follow up, and Finlow connecting, getting a double kill with Scorch following up onto Trico. Not being able to get a solid team kill on this one, but doing a wonderful job retaliating with the same ultimate by TM06. 4 ultimates now for them, bottled up with the ult economy on this push, going to make sure that they reach this next checkpoint and utilize those for this final push onto the last point for Kings Row. 35 seconds still to go to reach it, and most likely going to connect, but now they look to engage. It is going to be Light in the back on Reinhardt, able to connect with the Earth Shatter, 1 for 1, even trade for ultimates. Finlove getting a Dragon Strike kill on Parallax, with Parallax taking out Scorch with the Deadeye. Now the fight is going to continue to skirmish on the payloads, trying to see if they can get them off the point with 17 seconds to go. Rez coming out by Trico, getting Snake Attack back online to continue pushing them back, doing a wonderful job trying to get them off the point with 10 seconds to go. Valkyrie is going to be used in the back by Trico, seeing if he can continue to keep the front line alive, but TM06 is going to go down by Never, using that Discord to continue shredding through his health, and they will be able to reach the next payload point and now have a minute and 25 seconds to go. It will be AB Esports needing to be careful on the defense right now. They don't want to get staggered, but they will have the respawn advantage for this last minute and 10 seconds. Wildcat's going to continue pushing forward, but do not have any ultimates except for Warlock here, coming in 3% that they will have for this engage. So they do have a better ultimate economy on AB Esports. Looking to turn the corner right now, finding the opportunity to use that Riptire, potentially getting a few members in the back and having the support ultimate at their advantage. Warlock is now able to get in a better position. Here comes the Riptire, seeing if they can connect with it behind the shield with just 100 health still remaining, and that's going to be able to connect with Scorch, taking out a support. Looking like they are going to now have the Earth Shatter available. Here comes the Graviton connecting. Unknown now having the Earth Shatter as well. Finding the opportunity to connect as the shield drops. Looking to clean up here on the point, but Transcendence will be used. Satchel able to keep so many members of his team alive with that Earth Shatter Graviton combination. Warlock now getting a double kill here onto Trico and Parallax, and looking to continue pushing. 20 seconds to go. Graviton now connecting once again by TM06, needing to follow up, but they're doing so much damage on this push. The respawn advantage is still in AB's favor, but going to be very difficult as they continue to pick them off one by one, with Trico giving the damage buff, and that's going to be enough to get them through round 1. Wonderful job coming in right at the tail end of that, having some difficult encounters on the street phase, getting completely annihilated by the grab Riptire on the AB Esports defense, but was able to overcome that explosive kill on their entire team. The Wildcats pushing forward and using a graviton of their own, able to clear enough of them off, reaching the next payload checkpoint, and finally closing it off. But now it's going to be AB Esports on the attack to try and get a more swift movement on this payload to give them a lot more time for this second wave. 10 seconds to go. Again, going to see that Zarya Reinhardt composition. Most likely 100% on this map, seeing it so very often. It's very rare that you see it unless they are going to potentially try the Roadhog Orisa combination to get onto that high ground, really only for the first objective hold before they move into the payload. So now they are going to have 50 seconds to get in their defensive positionings on Wildcat. Again, doing a great job pushing and persevering through that attack, able to reach the ending point for the payload and having just a little bit of time for this next attempt. 35 seconds still to go. Look like Parallax is going to go on the Widowmaker and having Snake attack on the Hanzo. Still keeping the same. Trico going to go on the Mercy, seeing him do a very, very great job on that play of Mercy in the backline, able to give that extra damage and healing that they tried to keep on the defensive hold. But Wildcats moving forward with Ember and just Scorch coming back and keeping them alive right for that last little push that they needed, even though they had lost a few members. 5 seconds here to go. Again, they are going to try and get a lot better time here on this push, seeing if they can claim a nice time bank for this next assault. Trying to get some vision here with the arrow by Snake Attack to see if they are on that close turnaround, but not going to be there. Going to be in the back line again, trying to give some initial damage with the Discord Orb connecting onto the front line, trying to break him down, but really isn't going to be able to get the damage to break down the shield like they want. Now starting to push them into the corner, and they need to be very careful and not be flanked through the hotel here on the left-hand side. Seeing if they can get into the back line. They are off the point, and now it's going to be the opportunity for AB Esports to reposition and start capturing it. They are going to have to look to engage, and it will be a nice immediate bash by Scorch. Parallax able to take out N3 in the back line. Again, finding those sightlines on the high ground with nobody really able to contest it and continue to push them back. 6v5, Ember getting N3 back online, though, just in time before he does get respawned in the back. Now getting an even trade. It looks like it is going to be two members going down for Wildcats. Now an even switch going in for AB Esports, losing another. Scorch getting a nice kill onto the front line. TMO6 on the Zarya going down. A Rez trying to come out, does get Snake Attack up with the Earth Shatter trying to connect as well. Back and forth they continue to go, but AB Esports now starting to switch it over. No members of Wildcats really to contest right now. Potentially going to have Unknown charge in to buy a little bit more time for the rest of the team, and he will push to continue contesting with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Unknown getting so low in the back, finally going down by Snake Attack. And that is going to be another connection error. I do apologize about this. We will have to try and reconnect once again for me to continue commentating on this match.
Protect the payload.
See that which
No one can hide from my sight.
see that which is
Alrighty, as we continue to get back into this once again, apologies sincerely by Rich Rad the caster right now, continuing to have server connection issues into this match, and now starting to see that it is going to be AB Esports in the street phase as well as we look to tune back in. Going to have N3 with the ultimate available. It will be Wildcats having an ultimate economy just under the AB Esports as they look to continue pushing, seeing if they can reach the next checkpoint here, having a lot of time, 3 minutes and 17 seconds still to go, and hoping to get a pick off here by Parallax in the back, doing everything possible to try and pick them off, but not finding the sightlines. Light is going to go down in the front line. Here comes a Graviton trying to connect, but bringing only a few members in the back line of Wildcats, but not able to have the damage to follow up, and forcing the Transcendence to come out by N3. Ember in the back now getting a nice res on the Finloaf to continue holding on the defensive push here in the streets phase. Again, AB Esports trying to find the opportunity to engage. Light going down very quickly towards that ending point and not being able to have that shield available to prevent the incoming damage, just continuing to shred through it and not allow them to continue pushing. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go, having the 3 ultimate economy advantage for Wildcats against 2, seeing if they can try and continue holding strong right now as AB Esports continues to push forward. Zarya now getting very close into the front line. TMO6 needing to be careful. Earthshatter connecting with 2 just in front of the shield, but now trying to retaliate as well by Unknown. Looking to connect with 2. Snake attack goes down. TMO6 as well. Parallax taking out Finloaf, and that is going to be a nice Graviton being used in the back, seeing if they can lock them down by Warloff and getting a great solid hold on this payload hold. AB Esports getting a nice ultimate early to try and connect with those 2, but Unknown keeping his shield up just long enough to prevent them from getting the 2 supports in the back line, keeping them alive. Retaliated by Unknown, getting those 2 frontline members as well, just passing through the shield, allowed them to capitalize on AB Esports, shutting them down, giving them the benefit and the numbers advantage. And now having 1 minute and 30 seconds still remaining, they are going to once again try and push using the same tactic down the main street, not wanting to divert away from the payload. Valkyrie now is going to be used by Trico in the back, seeing if they can get the extra damage and healing that they need to push at these last few meters. Satchel still having the Transcendence available, though. Finloaf needing to be very careful, getting low. Earthshatter comes out by Unknown. Transcendence coming out as well by N3, with Finloaf following up on the Dragon Strike, looking to see if they can connect with it, and is going to be a nice pickoff onto a Leucolite for Reinhardt. Now going to continue pushing. Unknown getting a kill onto Parallax after Warlock has been taken down, but a quick res coming out by both Mercies on each team, getting Warlock and Parallax back up to try and make it an even 6v6 right now as they look to regroup. Still having the advantage is going to be Wildcats on the defense, having a 6v4 right now with Reinhardt on the AB Esports, looking to regroup and try and get one more opportunity to push with 40 seconds still to go. Rally now is going to be used by Scorch on Wildcats. They are going to generate a lot of armor right now and protection for this last engage. That is going to be an extreme task for AB Esports to try and melt through it with really only 2 ultimates available. Parallax needing that Death Blossom with the Earthshatter on Light. Here comes the connection in the back. Parallax not having the Death Blossom, but Dragon Strike will connect. Connecting with 4 members, and Parallax following up onto Unknown. It is literally only Finloaf remaining and finally going down. That will be a solid team kill as AB Esports comes together right in the last few instances of that payload push, connecting with the Graviton Dragon Strike and still being able to maintain 3 ultimates for this continuous push. Wildcats need to be very, very careful right now. Finloaf doing everything possible, along with Warlock trying to get their ultimates for this next solid engage that is going to happen very, very soon. Parallax is going to look to connect in the back, connecting with both supports. Leucolite able to get 2 as well, and now starting to push another clear. Finloaf remaining with the ultimate, just looking to retreat, trying to wait for the rest of his team to see if he needs to jump onto the payload to keep it into the overtime. 1 minute to go, 60 seconds here for AB Esports to claim this payload push, needing to be careful of Wildcats as they look to come out. Charge is going to connect, but not pin anybody. Now looking to try and swing them off the point. Light needing to be careful as well as he looks to push forward. Satchel having the Transcendence with Finloaf needing to use that Dragon Strike, hopefully very soon, to try and again take out a few members as they look to have the spawn advantage. Earthshatter coming out by Unknown, able to connect. Here comes the Dragon Strike to follow with the Graviton, communicating their percentages to push them back. TMO6 going down, unfortunately, with Warlock getting a nice pick onto Trico, and that is going to be a solid hold here for the Wildcats on this defensive hold with 20 seconds to go. AB Esports gonna need to be very, very swift in their last movement right now, trying to keep it into overtime and not lose this push right now. Snake attack now finally going to come online, but I think he's going to come too late. That delay of a kill is going to be extremely difficult for them to come back from, having 6v5 right now. Ryan v Ryan charging on towards the point. Overtime becoming activated, able to connect just in time. Parallax getting right behind the team is going to go down by Scorch. Continuing to hold is the Wildcats, looking to try and push them back now with the Coalescence. Few members still continuing to try and keep it into the overtime. TMO6 not there close enough any longer, is going to get pushed back away from the point, and that is going to be a nice solid defense and victory by Wildcats Esports. Let's see what the play of the game was for this match. It is going to be Snake Attack on Hanzo. Let's see if it is going to be that combination of Graviton Dragon Strike. And there it is, connecting right at the end of it. Parallax getting a nice kill onto Unknown. And just trying to buy a little bit of time is Finlope on the Hanzo, just waiting to see if he can keep himself alive. It will be 2 for 2 cards going to each team. And now we are going to move on to the final match, as it is going to be a 1-for-1 victory. This last match will determine who the winner is for today for this HSEL Summer Tournament. Alrighty, again, this is the last match, round 3, week 3 for the preseason Summer Open for HSEL, the High School Esports League. Going to see where they are going to. It actually is going to be Lijiang Tower, the control point, seeing who is going to claim victory today for this preseason. Going to give them a little bit of time here just to make sure that there are no character switches or, sorry, not character switches. It is going to be team player switches. I do believe they are going to have their same team going into this last match. Not going to have any substitutes here as we look to try and organize this last match of Lijiang Tower. Again, both teams doing such a great job right at the tail end of it. Again, Wildcats doing an amazing job holding, being able to push back AB and not allow them to claim that final payload push on Kings Row. Giving it just a few more minutes, they are starting to say they are ready for Lijiang Tower. Again, this is the last round for week 3 of the HSEL High School Esports League Summer Open preseason, and we are going to see who claims victory today in this match.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Heading into it, having 30 seconds for these teams to assemble. It will be interesting to see what they are going to choose, going to, again, stick with what they're comfortable with. TMO6 going to be on that Zarya with the co-tank as Reinhardt for Leucolite. Gonna see what Unknown is going to do here, probably having that Zarya and the Reinhardt composition once again, but it will be interesting to see what they're going to pick for support. Seeing a lot of Lucio on the control points again, just allowing them to get onto that point immediately and try and beat out their opponent to make sure that they have the positioning for their advantage on the defense. Again, getting into that point quickly, allowing them to have those specific obstacles in their way to prevent incoming damage is a huge benefit to whoever gets there first, but it looks like they are going to stick with Satchel going onto the Mercy and Nuo actually going to be on Brigitte. Will have a switch, it looks like, for the AB Esports. Not going to have one of their members here going to switch onto Nuo. Not seeing him come in or she come into this fight before, so let's go ahead and see how they play, getting that switch onto their character. Looking like Scorch going on the Pharah, and it will be Snake Attack as well. So we will have both teams using that pharmacy composition high in the sky, seeing who is going to be the better high ground holder. Getting a few shots in the back, almost hitting and taking out Ember, seeing if he can keep alive, getting onto the point as they look to move forward. And now the engage, it will start to happen. both Reinhardts continuing to lead into the charge, seeing if they are going to find the opportunity. Unknown is going to go down by TMO6, and now having a solid hold here is going to be AB Esports, being able to maneuver Wildcats off the point. Parallax getting a follow-up double kill here to make sure that they claim victory on this point, and now it's just going to be Wildcats looking for a regroup and falling back. Having a great engage, AB Esports moving into that back position, able to find the advantage, getting an early pick onto Wildcats, bringing them down to a 6v5 with just really honestly the pharmacy composition on both teams going at it at one another, 20% and climbing, and now going to try and look to regroup, needing to be very careful as they try and push onto this bridge though, not wanting to get knocked off by the knockaway from Farah. Getting a good environmental kill here on so many members of the team could be crucial for them to continue holding. Scorch high above again, doing a lot of damage. Shatter is going to come out by Lukolite, trying to take them out, but a rocket barrage by Scorch, able to shut down Reinhardt on the front line for AB Esports, and needs to be careful as Coalescence is coming from behind, able to keep them alive. Now having the opportunity to continue contesting, it is going to be Lukolite now finally getting back online. Parallax getting a single kill onto Unknown, following up with a double on the Death Blossom, but it won't be enough. It will be Wildcats able to switch it over with just a few members remaining on the point, and now hoping to get the rest of their team there very quickly. TMO6 needing to respond to this is going to switch from the Zarya on to the D.Va. TMO6 definitely going to try and change here, seeing if they can get into that back line, having the mobility, harassing and taking out the supports, and again, using that self-destruct as a great zoning tool for this control point right now. Widowmaker getting some huge shots in the back. Finlove almost able to take them out, has the infra site available, but Snake Attack connecting with one, going down by Scorch. Mid-rocket barrage, trying to even the numbers here. It will be a res by onto Snake Attack by Satchel, seeing if they can continue switching it back, and now it is going to be ABE starting to turn it around, able to push them off the point. Wildcats not able to stick around, and that will be a solid turnaround at 40% for Wildcats with 55% for AB Esports, and continuing to climb. Wildcats do have the ultimate advantage though right now, needing to be careful and wanting to use these effectively as they look to re-engage. Again, needing to be extremely careful that they do not have Snake Attack get a nice knockback to knock them off that wall. Reinhardt keeping that shield up consistently to make sure that they are not going to be knocked away. Almost connecting, but here comes a nice Earth Shatter. Wonderful job by Unknown, trying to take them down. Ember able to take out Nuo in the back with a nice res coming out by N3 on the Mercy, getting Scorched back into the fight. Reinhardt able to take down Unknown on AB Esports and trying to continue pushing, 87% and climbing, with Lukolite having the Earth Shatter available along with Satchel having the Valkyrie, now having the ultimate advantage with Parallax gaining his Death Blossom very, very soon. 95%, they're getting into the very tail end of this, trying to hold a little bit longer. Earth Shatter is going to connect with N3, taking out the support. Overtime is going to be activated. Snake is going to go down, though, on the Pharah. Widowmaker picking him off, with Parallax still maintaining that Death Blossom, looking to turn the corner, now starting to use it, but knocked away immediately in the back, trying to, again, zone them off this point. Overtime starting to tick away. Nobody home for Wildcats, and that is going to be, one member finally connecting. Lucio switching in the back to buy a little bit more time. N3 able to get on there and continue harassing with Snake Attack, still getting a double kill. Overtime finally trickling away, and that is going to be the first round of Lijiang Tower going in favor of AB Esports.
Score 1-0.
All right, let's go ahead and see what this next composition is going to be for each team. 25 seconds to see if there are going to be any alterations. Again, N3 from Wildcats doing a great last-minute switch here, trying to just get back to that point as quickly as possible and using the overall harass of the wall ride and mobility that he has to continue keeping them into the overtime, but just coming up short to keep it into that overtime just a little bit longer for the team to get back and continue harassing.
1. Round.
AB Esports now going to have that D.Va with the mobility, getting there very quickly, trying to see if they can get onto the point. Not going to have the Lucio stick around for the second round, though, on Wildcats. They are going to look to Wildcat. It is going to be N3 continuing to move in on the Zenyatta, looking to see if they can get the engage. Both teams just using those shields to mitigate the damage as they move on to the point, but it will be AB Esports able to get there first. D.Va in the back trying to give some cover. It will be N3 taking out Satchel in the back, though, so it is going to be Wildcat having the advantage right now on this push. Looking to try and take it over. Wildcat Esports doing a great job trying to turn this around into their favor, getting TM out of the fight and starting to retreat. Scorch following up very quickly, and now getting a solid clear on this point, just trying to take it over with really only Parallax remaining and needs to be careful. And there he goes. That is going to be a solid clear for the team, waiting for a regroup. Again, it was AB Esports getting a nice position early onto the point, but getting that right away kill into the back line onto Ember, or onto Satchel by the Zenyatta from N3, doing a great job getting that Mercy out of the fight early, not allowing them to have the sufficient healing for this engage. As they look to try and push forward, Unknown able to get an ultimate Earthshatter connecting as the shield does go down by Lucolite, now needing to try and push them off the point. Lucolite having the Earthshatter as well, is going to use it in retaliation, but I think the shield was there to protect it, now trying to hold them back, and that is going to be a solid hold here by Wildcat Esports as they look to try and regroup, with AB Esports needing to fall back, but they are going to be extremely aggressive. Wildcat Esports wanting to try and push them back, not allowing them to get to the point, and need to be very careful that they do not become too overzealous here and find themselves getting caught out. Satchel getting a nice res onto Snake Attack, being able to get that high damage dealer in the back with the Rocket Barrage, trying to pair their ultimates very soon here. I guarantee you Snake coming through the window, trying to see if they can get into the back line to take out the supports, connecting in the back, but it will be a quick pickoff by Finlow, taking him out of the air, and that is going to be a Death Blossom coming out as well, using the shield by the Zarya, but Earthshatter connecting by Unknown just before his death, seeing if they can have the follow-up damage, but I don't believe it'll be enough. AB Esports now starting to clear them off. Nuo able to get the bash onto N3 and continue pushing with no support available. That is going to be a solid turnaround here if they can just get Ember off the point, really being the last man standing, with now actually Finlow continuing to buy some time for them to generate some percent. 86%, and once again they are now just continuing to throw their bodies so that they can get close enough to that 99% to make sure it switches into overtime, but AB Esports able to switch it back, picking off those last final and few members. Again, Wildcat Esports being extremely aggressive at the end, working in their favor for quite some time, but once they were able to maneuver around the back, having Pharah overhead come into the back line by Snake Attack, it definitely hurt them once they were able to get those first initial picks by it, but Graviton connects, bottling up so many members of Wildcat Esports, and they are just going to clean up with no ultimates needing to be used except for TM06 Zarya's Graviton, and they are going to be able to keep that Earthshatter for this next engage, and soon to have both Parallax's Death Blossom and Snake Attack's quick switch onto the Genji with the Dragon Blade. 88% and now 43 for AB Esports. They do have a decent amount of time to continue pushing. Here comes the Graviton though, connecting with the supports. Dragon Strike connecting, and now getting three. Both supports taking down, with Snake Attack unable to be in that fight as well. Parallax trying to get one and taking out N3 in the back, seeing what he can do all by himself, trying to buy some time to continue climbing on the percent. It will be Wildcat Esports now starting to surround Light, seeing if they can get that Reinhardt off the point, but he's buying a lot of time right now, and that will be enough, I think, for Snake Attack to almost get there. Oh no, that is going to be another pickoff quickly. So for these last few instances, it is going to have to be a scramble for AB Esports to get there, needing to make sure that they touch this point, keeping it into overtime. Brigitte running, and no, not going to connect. That is going to be a wonderful secure here on Lijiang Tower.
Score 1-1.
It is going to be 1-1 right now, going into the last phase. This is going to be one intense matchup right now. This is for claiming victory in round 3, week 3 of the preseason for the Summer Open of the High School Esports League. 18 seconds now to go as they look to select their characters. Both teams guaranteeing you on the edge of their seat, wanting to make sure that they pull out all the stops and get this on the move to try and claim victory. Again, both teams doing a wonderful job. Wildcat able to come back from behind, getting that second match, and now looking to try and claim victory here. Once again, another disconnection. I apologize. There is a continuous Overwatch error, so we are going to try and reconnect very quickly here for this last match to try and make sure that we are involved in this.
The objective is now active.
All right, again, let's try and hop into this. It is going to be AB Esports again, trying to chime in quick enough here for me to continue being a part of this match for the final round. It is going to be to be at 67%, and now trying to be very careful with a Riptire coming in by Snake Attack in the back, trying to tuck it behind the wall to buy a little bit more time to give them the surprise attack in the back, but able to be taken down by Unknown with that Fire Strike, able to connect with it, bringing it down, not allowing them to get the picks, and this is going to be the opportunity for Wildcat Esports to continue pushing forward. And 3 Unknown now looking for the kill, but Parallax coming in from behind, connecting with 2 supports and the damage dealer, and TMO6 continuing to follow up with Light on the Reinhardt, following up onto Unknown, and this looks like it is going to be a solid hold here for AB Esports, getting a wonderful Death Blossom right at the tail end of that to claim victory here today on AB Esports for Week 3. Let's go ahead and see what the play of the game was here today for this last match. It is going to be Snake Attack once again. Let's go ahead and take a look at this since I was unable to commentate the last tail end of it, but it is going to be from the second round of Lijiang Tower getting a wonderful engage here on the Graviton as they do get a quintuple kill in the second section. Again, for all of those who did tune in, thank you so very much to watch and view this match between AB Esport and Wildcat Esport. Again, it was an absolute pleasure. I do apologize as the commentator for the connection problems, continuous server disconnection. It's giving me a number of errors that I'm going to have to look up further for what the disconnect was. But again, this was fantastic to commentate again, AB Esport and Wildcat Esport on this High School Esports League Summer Open preseason. Again, this is Rich Rad live commentating for you today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an even better rest of your weekend. And I hope to see you sometime in the next HSEL Tournament Open.